Chester A. Bum and Dominic, and whenever I ask that guy, probably the most famous and nostalgia critic, we do reviews and comedy, all sorts of good stuff. And to my right is
Brad Jones. I play the Cinema Snob, I play 80s Dan, and I drink old crap.
And next is
I'm Ed Glazer, and I produce shows like Preston Adventures, Space Ninja, Ninja the Mission Force, Robo Girl, and I did the English language dub of the Turkish Rambo.
Rambo, Ninja the Mission Force. Get Turkish Rambo is very funny. And pretty much, yeah, basically what this is just a straightforward Q&A if you want to ask stuff about my videos or cinemasnap.com or Dark Maze Studios and stuff like that. It's all on that guywithglasses.com, so we're just going to go down. And like I said, just a very basic Q&A. If for some reason I don't get to your question, or either of us don't, there is a autograph signing panel right after this. Both these guys have a table as well, so you can go there, ask questions, buy stuff, get autographs, all the good stuff. And that's it. Let's get going. Let's take a question. Yes?
This question occurred to me when you did your most recent old versus new. And how often is it that you get set to do an old versus new, and you're watching them, and you just realize, oh my God, this one is just absolutely, entirely superior film. There's no question.
The only time I went into an old versus new where I was just like, no, I know I'm going to like this one better, but it was still an interesting comparison, was the Willy Wonka one. You know, it's just like, no, I know I'm going to like the original. I know I like it back. I've seen it a million times. But at the same time, it was still worth talking about the new one because there was stuff that was done better. But yeah, that's about the only one. All the other ones I go in with like a fresh mind. We actually watched Manhunter, you know, because I know I was going to do that review next. And these guys, I mean, you guys really know about Michael Mann and stuff like that, so you could like tell me about the process of when they were making it and the comparisons and stuff like that. Actually, I'm curious, because I didn't ask you guys. I'm just curious. What do you think of Red Dragon?
I do like Red Dragon. I like Manhunter far, far, far better. But Red Dragon I do like. It kind of gets lost a lot in like the Brett Ratner hate. But in and of itself, to go along with the Anthony Hopkins ones, it's fine. It works. The acting's good. It's suspenseful. But I greatly prefer Manhunter. But Manhunter's more my taste.
Yeah, I like Manhunter better, but I really like Red Dragon, and I thought Brett Ratner did an excellent job really emulating the style of Silence of the Lambs. And interesting fact, the cinematographer on Red Dragon is the same as the one on Manhunter. Just, I thought that was interesting. He just was like, okay, I'll do this style this time. Great.
Awesome. Another question. Yes?
Have you ever heard of a very strange and bizarre 80s animated film called Rock and Rule?
Oh, Rock and Roll. I haven't seen it. I've heard of it. I've actually been getting recommendations for it, so I should probably check it out.
Yeah. We don't know what to make of it. It's so bizarre, we don't know if it's good or it's bad. We need your opinion.
We have a few videos.
What is this?
I'll probably check it out because enough people have been recommending that.
We have a few videos.
Yeah, I mean, so that might be one actually to look at. I just hear it's strange. I just see a few
Yes.
clips. It's kind of cool animation.
The villain's face appears on a butterfly in one scene.
Oh, I'm there. Awesome. Let's do Nerd!
Hi, Chris. Thanks for being good sports. I have a good question for you. Your character, Ralph Puke, I believe you called him. Will you ever do him again? I thought that review was hilarious.
Well, we'll ever do Ralph Puke again. If something calls for it, I did have him come back in the Reefer Madness review, which is on the Volume 2 DVD. And he makes a little appearance, and he says, you know, no, okay, here's how real high people act, for God's sake, blah, blah, blah. So he makes an appearance. I love playing him, but you can't force it. You have to have him when it's needed. So I'd love to play him one more time, at least. I'll see if I can fit him in there somewhere. Person holding the hat there.
Would you rather chop off your own dick?
I don't like this one. I don't need to hear the rest of it. Yes, I would. There. Do it now.
Wild rabid badgers, or watch Garbage Pail Kids once every week.
Once every week I could get through. Twice every week, dick comes off. You know how like in the cinema snob one too? It's just like, would you rather? I just want someone to get their dick chopped. Yeah, so my last time was actually to upgrade the dick. So awesome. Let's do in the back there, holding up. I think it's a pony thing here.
It is a pony.
What are
So, will Mick Dumbass ever appear in your videos again?
Dumbass?
Yeah.
Which
he goes
one's
from
Mick
the
Dumbass?
song.
Douchey
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, because he was such a developed, complex character. Probably not. Let's see, let's do that here. Black Cat.
Is there ever a video that you regretted posting and you would like to redo?
He just answered it there. No, actually, I take it back. I don't regret putting up Bart's Nightmare necessarily because I think it is important that when you put a failure up, I very rarely take them down because it's like own up to when you fail and when you screw up. I mean, acting like it didn't exist, it just sort of says, well, okay, you didn't learn anything from it. Or, no, I don't make mistakes. You know, I mean, the only time I took something down was for the, I made an autistic joke in Ernest 8th grade, and I put that in the fuck ups video. And again, I took it down because I was like, no, that's not fair, it doesn't make sense. You know, it's not a logical joke, and it's insulting. Just nothing about that is funny. So I took that down. And that's the only one, though. That's the one where I'm like, no, this is just straight up not fair and not funny. But aside from that, no, if I ever fail, I think it's very, very important to show, you're going to fail at things. You know, everybody's going to fail at something. You know, I think it's very important to say, okay, well, it doesn't have to stop here. It's like try your best to learn or get better, figure out what you did wrong, and just try your best to fix it. You know, you might fail the next thing too, but it's like just keep trying, you know, to see what you can discover. So no, I'm not a big fan of like taking down videos for that. Let's do Captain Pet thing.
How dead inside did you feel when you saw the back credit card?
I'll tell you this, when I first, I saw Batman Run. I mean, how old were you guys when Batman Run came out? That was like,
I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, I think it was about the same age. So I mean, I'm at the point where it's like, I love Batman. When that movie's coming out, I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna hate this. And we went in knowing we were gonna hate it. We were just so damn curious. And yeah, and that was the moment where I'm just like, you know, I mean, we really just like, I thought my brother and a friend of mine, we just, I mean, you know, like, we really had to, all of us put our heads down and we like weeped a little. Because I was just like, no, you don't care. You don't care. You don't. Now, the one thing, like I said, realizing going back is that, oh, okay, they're doing the Adam West thing. I mean, that's what I opened up to later, which of course we don't want to see, and that's not right, and that's blah, blah, blah. But when you know that, you open up a little bit more to it, but it's still like, no, that's not what people wanted, and so forth. So there's still a scar in the shape of a bad credit card. So yeah, no, it definitely.
At least Forever had Jim Carrey acting like a lunatic. At least there was that.
I don't know.
It had Jim Carrey acting as Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Let's do the horns there.
Okay, so I know in your Pontiac review, you had this very part at the end where you said, oh, but it's not like Hell's Moving Castle and that crap. And then I saw that and I looked on the Wikipedia page on your episode and it said, and it made it sound like you actually didn't like that movie. I wasn't sure, you know.
A lot of people, I put on my Facebook with Hell's Moving Castle. I don't hate it. I don't even like dislike it, like, you know, so I don't think it works. I don't think it comes together, considering Miyazaki movies. I know Miyazaki movies are usually pretty fragmented anyway, but that one's just like really fragmented, and just goes to very odd places and scenes just to go to odd places and scenes. But nothing was insulting or horrible, and it still had some great visuals. You know, even the worst of Miyazaki is better than like, you know, the best of Michael Bay or something. So I'm so glad I saw it. And there is one scene at the end. I don't know why I love it, and I don't even remember the exact context, but I think someone went back in time for like a moment and saw someone in a field. It was very dark. It was like a glowing light. It's something about that scene. I was like, it was worth it just for that. And I just remember the mood of that scene. It was a perfect mood. Yeah, the rest didn't do much for me. It felt a little too fragmented for me personally. No, I didn't even know there were books actually. Okay, well, I'll check those out. Let's do right there.
What made you get the idea to bring all the reviewers together for like the year specials?
Oh, that wasn't me. I mean, really, a lot of the stuff that really paid off in terms of like the big ideas that with Mike Michaud. Even the idea just to bring reviewers in and make it a community, I mean, that was him. I don't have a business mind at all. You know, it's not like, sometimes I can do the zeitgeist thing or just what I think is a good idea, but I mean, he really came up with that and trying to get people from the forums and taking submissions and going out and finding people. I mean, you know, finding Brand and Ed and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, that, like I said, that's all credit goes to him because my mind doesn't think that way. I'm not smart enough to think of something like that. Even the anniversaries he thought of. He said, you know, we're going to fly a bunch of these people out. He's like, you do something with them. It's like, I don't care, just do something. You know, and they just went from there. Let's see, let's do Quail Man.
What do you think about Michael Bay turning the Ninja Turtles into aliens?
I did a whole video on this. Pretty much, I mean, okay, two things. One, it's Michael Bay. What'd you expect? You know, I'm just in it for the ride to see how he's going to screw it up even more. I'm hyped for that. Second, you know, I adore the Ninja Turtles. I grew up with them. I had all the toys. I saw the movies and the cartoons. I mean, just obsessed with them. I mean, but just like Transformers, you know, and stuff, it's stupid. Just say the title. I mean, it's really changing aliens to, you know, or mutants to aliens. Like, oh, this will save it. This will make it credible. You know, and I, like I said, I adore it. I watched it a million times, but even I just say the title. It's silly. But like I said with the first movie, though, like for this title, I'm like, they did a pretty good job. You know, I gave it a sense of humor. They did have personalities and stuff. But I mean, I'm not someone that's like, no, you can't. How dare you? They're destroyed now. There was a ton to destroy. You know, and I love it. I adore them. But I mean, it's silly. So I'm not like that offended or anything like that. Let's do Corset there. Yeah, you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of curious. I know some of my friends are. What is each of your favorites, girl and boys cosplays at this con?
At this con? Okay, let's start with but female me is pretty hot. Actually, we were literally just talking the other night over drinks. I was actually asking just at cons in general. At this con, I don't know. I haven't seen everybody. I mean, so it's not fair to say. But, you know, I was saying, like, just in general, I was asking some of the artists and stuff that you've been to cons and stuff like that. Like, well, what's the cosplay that just gets you, like, you know, yeah, and stuff like that. And, you know, some answers, and something I've discovered is that there's three cosplays I find are actually look better on women, even though they originally intended for men. One is Robin. Looks so much better on women. Another is Link. And oddly enough, the other is Nostalgia Craig. I'm just like, that looks so much better with boobs, though. I can't pull that off. No, I think the one that always gets me, personally, I mean, is just like, I don't know why, this is always like the case. Every time I see it, I'm just like, you know, because I had a crush on a kid. I love Belle. And every time I see a Belle, like in a blue outfit or a yellow outfit, I'm just like, oh. That's innocence right there. I love it. I love that stuff. You know, that gets me going. How about you?
Oh, the one. Oh man, the one that gets me going. Me. Dude. Oh my god. And of course, Sailor Moon right there.
But me, more so.
No idea who Sailor Moon is, do you?
Yeah, it's that character you played in that episode of 80s Day.
Good save. I hadn't really thought about it before. I'm a big fan of the Fourth Doctor, so that costume's pretty great. Female costume, I don't know yet. Get back to me. I got that one right.
He has a table, so you can track him down. You can find out. Say, have you decided yet? Right. Awesome. Let's do Cowboy Hat.
Do you know if you're going to do any other Child's Play movies?
There's so many now, and it's got to, I think the third one's the only one we could do where it's like they're still trying to be taken seriously. You know,
it's at a military school. It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh no, I've seen the third one, and it's, I mean, as those campy, stupid films go, it's a lot of fun. But it's like after that you get Jennifer Tilly in it. It's like they're aware they're being goofy and stuff like that. You know, that's fine if that's your thing. But it becomes harder to make fun of. You know, the ones where it's like they're trying to be taken seriously and they're so stupid are a little easier. So maybe the third one. They are fun to do. They are fun to shoot with Phelan, so possibly. Let's do someone over here. Let's do me!
Are you looking forward to the Judge Dredd remake?
Oh, they're doing a remake.
Is Stallone in it? Star Trek movie.
Oh, who's in?
It's Dr. McCoy from the Star Trek movie.
Oh, him. You know, here's the thing. I didn't read the comics that much growing up. I, of course, loved the Stallone movie. But I mean, if they want to do it like seriously, like a real legit fit, go for it. I actually think the outfit is. I think it's a cool looking outfit. I think actually, I mean, it's. I guess it's over the top and not very practical, but it's like I think it's a really badass helmet and the eagle and stuff like that. So I think, you know, if people can pull it off, and they make it look pretty cool.
Make a musical out of it.
Yes. So yeah, actually, that's you've seen Judge Dredd. Yeah. What do you think of the idea?
I do like it being done, and the original's fun. For what it is, it's fun. I'm a big Stallone fan, so I'll pretty much watch anything Stallone's in. But the idea of a newer one that I guess is a little more serious, I guess, and a little darker. And I do like Carl Urban, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, Carl Urban's great. I'm totally stoked about the new one, but I do love the original. I wish that what's his face from Surf Ninjas wasn't in it. Rob Schneider. I wish he wasn't in it, and then it would be perfect. But you know, whatever. You take what you can get.
Rob Schneider.
Busher.
Yeah.
No. Next. Oh, you can. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Let's do a female beard. What? Can I touch your beard? Yes. Go ahead.
Who do you think would win the fight, RoboCop or Judge Dredd? I want to get answers from all three of you.
It has to be RoboCop.
RoboCop. I don't know how good that Judge Dredd armor is, but however it is, it's probably not as good as RoboCop. So I'm gonna have to go with RoboCop on this.
As long as it's the original RoboCop and not like the TV RoboCop or something, then yes. Otherwise, the Stallone Judge Dredd would win.
Good answer. Zoo, wake up there.
What are your favorite TV shows today that you like to watch?
I don't watch much TV. When I do, they're not good shows. I try to take it back. Okay, the one show I watch, I'm ashamed to say I watch, because I hate reality shows. I love Hell's Kitchen. I don't know.
Yeah!
I hate
That is not how you make a risotto.
I hate the reality TV show gimmicks, and I really hate all that. I really like that show, though. I don't know why. It's like that one thing. It's like, that's my one. I can be like, okay, I'll have this. Like, most people have Survivor, and they're like, yeah, I know it's stupid. It's like, no, I have Hell's Kitchen. Why do we have Hell's Kitchen? And actually, for whatever, one of the few, I should say few, I mean, it seems very split down the middle. I actually do like the new Looney Tunes show. I do. It's very split down the middle. I'm not going to act like it's perfect, but it's like, it's still the characters. It's still Bugs and Daffy. They're just domesticated. I think that's funny.
But they're not up to wacky antics.
Oh, well, but we've seen that. You see, I like taking them in a new direction, but it's the same characters, essentially. I love the improvements to Lola. That's such a I mean, she is hilarious. It's like, I could watch a whole show just dedicated to her. What's it, Kristen Wiig doing it? They just totally turned this character that was just a manipulative marketing ploy and really gave her a personality and made her so funny, and I think it's great. I like that, but honestly, I don't watch much TV. What do you guys?
I'm kind of the same with you. I'm working so much on the site that I don't watch as much TV as I used to, but I watch The Daily Show, I watch Greg Ferguson, I watch Mad Men, I watch The Killing, Dexter,
Walking Dead.
I watched Dexter. Other than that, those are pretty much the ones I watch.
Walking Dead.
I don't. I have them. I just haven't gotten around to watching them yet. But I will. But those are the ones I watch definitely regularly.
Fringe. I like Fringe.
I like Fringe.
I don't watch a lot of TV either. I have Netflix Instant, but I do end up watching. Yeah, Netflix Instant. I didn't expect that to get a big response. But I do watch a lot of Top Gear and Mythbusters, so.
I'll say the two shows that everyone's telling me to see, I will see simply because everybody's told me to see. I had to see Game of Thrones. Those are the two, because everyone's just telling me to see it. One day I'll get the DVDs. I'll start watching those. Always Sunny. That's I just discovered It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia too. Okay. So those are pretty good. All the way in the back there, stand up.
How are the Chronicles of the Critic and Telling LaSalle going?
Oh, the epic battle rages on. Nothing's going on. I mean, really, there wasn't much there to begin with. I mean, it's just one of those things where his quote unquote the guy who runs the website who curiously has an accent through the email very similar to his. Yeah, no, it's like, oh hi, you copyright infringe me angry, I sue you, ha ha ha, oh bye. It was very poorly written, and like I said, it is one of those things where it's like you can just hear his accent coming through the email. So it's like, I mean, we can't officially prove it's him or anything, but it's like it sure sounds like him. So I mean, he just said, take it down. Well, okay, we went to the lawyer. Can he do anything? No? Oh, okay. That's it. I mean, it's actually a very boring story.
Adventure!
Yes. So let's do Purple Prison there.
How far in development is the 4th anniversary video?
I've already started editing it, but there's still, I mean, usually what we do, because the time is always so tight, is that we film the stuff with everybody there, and then my scenes are usually shot later. So I'm shooting those scenes too, and we're getting, as you surprised on the site, we're getting effects people now as well, to be doing 3D modeling work. So I mean, it'll, like I said, it'll probably take a bit, but I mean, it's definitely going to be the biggest and most likely the best. Everybody that's read the script, it's just like, no, this is the best one. So it should be pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm really hyped for it too. Thank you. Is that like just somebody's cell phone or something like that? Okay, let's see here. Let's do that one over here. Let's do Baldy there.
Have you ever considered reviewing the Doctor Who movie?
Oh, was it?
The Doctor Who movie.
I don't watch Doctor Who.
The TV one?
Everyone's always like, "Oh, you don't watch Doctor Who?" Well, first of all, there's like a bajillion of those episodes. So I mean, it's like I wouldn't have time to catch up on it. And I mean, I saw the one. What's the Angels? What was that?
Blake.
Yeah, Lewis showed me that. That was a great episode. And I'm sure it's a great show. I'm sure it's wonderful. I just don't. It's just not my thing. Maybe if I really sat down and watched it, I could get into it, but I don't have the time. Let's do the my favorite animated movie.
Secret of NIMH.
It might be Secret of NIMH. Either, I did a list a long time ago of my top 20 favorite movies. I think like the animated ones in there, like one was Secret of NIMH, one was like Spirited Away. One of those two, I can't remember what order I put them in, because there's like 20 of them, but probably one of those. I really like those. How about you, Andrew? That's a good question.
Dumbo. I'd so watch that. That's my favorite. It was funny when I bought it on DVD years ago, and I bought it on DVD because I bought that and I Spit on Your Grave at the same time. The lady was really confused.
Check out that trunk.
I'm really bad at favorite questions, but since it's an anime convention, I really like Ghost in the Shell.
Let's start going over here. Let's do stuff.
Speaking of animated movies, this is a question both for you and for Brad. Would you ever consider doing reviews of the Ralph Bakshi animated movies? And Brad could do Fritz the Cat, for example.
I can see that. You know, I did know versus new of the Lord of the Rings, which everyone's sort of like, well, duh, the new one. But I'm like, you know, yeah, but it's like there's some good stuff in that anime one. There's a lot of stuff that's stupid and it makes no sense. But it's like there's some good things in that one. I think are even closer to the book, and they really should be looked at. In terms of Bakshi, yeah, I mean he's pretty nuts. But he's also very creative, and he takes these risks and these chances. Some of them work, some really backfire. I really love, I mean, if I had like a top 25 list or something like that, I'd put American Pop on there. I love that movie. I think it's a brilliant movie.
Not so much cool.
In terms of other movies, I don't know. Cool Worlds have already been done by Lewis and Kalen. I just don't know what to say about that movie in general. No plans for me.
67 Spider-Man.
Did he do that?
The cartoons.
The cartoons.
Oh, he did it?
He did a bunch of them, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fritz the Cat would be one that my character would probably like. I could see that working as an episode like that. I could see doing like his coonskin. I could see that. But I've got one that's a puppet one. It's not him, but it's the closest thing I have so far to something like that. It's a Muppet porno called Let My Puppets Come. The uncut version.
Bring the whole Tickle me Elmo.
Let's do some people back here. Let's do Punisher, sure.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Would the Subcritic ever maybe do any of the other Disney animated shows like Cover In or Recess?
Oh, that's way after my time. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't grow up with them, and I only try to do shows if I like have some idea or I grew up with them or something. Because you're representing a show. You know, even the rest of the story arcs I do more because like you know, I grew up with Transformers, but I wasn't like, you know, if I was to talk about, I could talk about Turtles, you know, until the cows come home. But Transformers, I was just like, you know, yeah, I watched it, but I wasn't huge into it. So something like the rest of the story arc is good because you can just sort of go over the first, like, how they got started and I sort of get around that. But it is funny, like, watching Transformers, you just see all the, you know, like, the Starscream and, and Megatron. It's like when you first see them start bickering, I'm just like, wow, this never changes. This is always the same note. You know, positive observation, negative retort. It's just in repeat. And it's like, you know, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna hold on to you for some reason. That never made sense. Yeah, I forgot what your question was. No, probably not those shows. I'm not probably not gonna do those. Let's do the white shirt. Whatever we get right there.
This question for Ed. From what it looks like, the next episode of Ninja the Mission Force is going to be the last episode of the season. Is there any hope for another season?
There's hope. Tell your friends about the show. No, really, it's going to be word of mouth that really determines the second season. I will say that there is going to be a DVD, and that this next episode, which is the last of the season, is not the last episode that we are doing. But as far as season 2 is concerned, we'd love to. We would love to.
Yes. Yeah. Show off my mad ninja skills.
We all know Rebel. Tell your friends. Share our Facebook. Let's do young lady back there, Richard. Yeah. Yeah, you. Which one, the Ernest Saves Christmas or the Coney?
Coney. Or both.
Coney I don't recall getting too much, I mean, because everyone was just like, yeah, that's what I'm going for. just give me the porn, jeez. You know, so I mean, nobody, I'm sure there's one or two that was just like, you know, no, it's real, no, it's fake, no, you know, and it just starts all over again. But I didn't get anything of people saying like, shame on you, sir. You know, I mean, people see it, that seemed to be the reaction, because I mean, and that's my thought on everything. I mean, even stuff that we say is fact. I mean, it's like it's still coming from people, and people are flawed, and people can make mistakes. I mean, I'm always open to a possibility that something is not what it is, you know, for anything. You know, so that kind of stuff doesn't surprise me when, you know, I hear the stuff. I mean, that's honestly just my reaction. It's like, I don't know what to think. It seems like their purpose was just to raise awareness. Well, it did that, so I mean, it seemed to worry, you know, but maybe it did too well, because now people are just like, no, he's already out of power. No, he's in power. He's dead. He's alive. I mean, so, I mean, that's just the fun of the internet, is what do you believe and what do you not believe. So I didn't get much backlash on that. For the autism one, the RSA's Christmas one, I didn't really get a ton of backlash, but I was sort of saying to myself, if anybody complains, I'm taking it down, because I don't know if this joke works. And somebody did say, you know, I mean, someone who did have Asperger's and stuff like that, just like, you know, I have this, I want to tell you about, you know, many of us are very high functioning and stuff, and I just, it was like just, I'm sure he didn't expect it. I just wrote back, you're absolutely right, I'm taking it down. Whoa! Okay. And a lot of people with, you know, with autism too were just like, oh, I thought that joke was fine, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, great if you did, I didn't. I thought it was bad taste. So that's why I took that down. Let's do sword!
Do you ever plan on reviewing Romeo plus Juliet, considering the league of Moulin Rouge?
Romeo plus Juliet?
DiCaprio.
Oh, is that really what it was called, Romeo plus Juliet? You know, probably not, because I give that movie credit for trying it. I think some stuff does work. Most of it doesn't, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, I have a little bit more admiration for that movie, even though I don't think it necessarily all comes together. But it's like, I can see how it could, and parts of it were effective. So probably not. I don't know if I can get much out of that. So just,
If you could choose the next cartoon series that Michael Bay would ruin, what would it be?
It had to be My Little Pony.
For shame!
All the ponies would have breasts. Suddenly the male ponies would be like the stars. You know, just the female ponies would just be like, oh no! Lotions! Yeah, I mean, and somehow there'd be like a mega pony, and the ponies come together and form this giant robotic pony. Yeah, with big pony balls. Yeah, it's unbelievably great. The black ponies would be like, you know, roll a shuttle! And golden teeth, and oh my god, we have to make this happen!
Video forthcoming.
That seems to be sort of like, I think that's like almost like a meme that's becoming now. It's just, what if Michael Bay did it? You know, and just people love doing their variations on it. That might actually be fun. Let's go back over here. Let's do Insano!
Science!
What was that?
Why no Pixar and Disney Summer?
Oh, why no Pixar and Disney Summer? I might do a month like just dedicated to the Pixar films or something like that. Honestly, simply because I have a real love for the hand-drawn animated. I mean, I'm a cartoonist, so I love that stuff. I love looking at artwork. And I love Pixar, and I love computer animated films. I like the hand-drawn a little bit more, and I can talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, I can do Pixar.
What's your favorite Pixar movie?
My favorite? I'm trying to think. There's anything that got better than Up. Up's probably my favorite. Honestly, really, just for that first 10 minutes. Yeah. And the rest is great. The rest I think is classic, but it's like that first 10 minutes, that girl. I mean, again, it's like if they could just make a movie on her, you know, in the opening. I thought that was just one of the most enjoyable characters. Yeah, and then the love story after that, I really, I love it. A favorite Pixar.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
It was Rob the Robot, the movie. Yeah. That was awesome. I really, really love that movie.
You know, I love those first 10 minutes are hard to watch now because they're just gonna make me cry. So if I was to just kind of put one in, Cars 2. What?
Cars 2.
Brazilian Cars.
Yes.
Ratatouille. I really like.
Pixar.
And actually, one of the reasons I want to do actually a Pixar month is that actually I do like Wall-E, but I don't get into it like everyone. I love the first half. And then the second half, I think it's really just okay. And my brother and I love talking about why we didn't think the second half quite worked and stuff. So it's like, that'd be fun to talk about, because I love to hear people go, what? You know, and go crazy about it. So, and that's what I loved about doing Disney Simper. I love taking movies that people consider like their favorites or their classics. And I was like, yeah, have you ever thought about this? This is my take, you know, and share with me your take and stuff like that. So I like that stuff. I like talking very honestly about movies and seeing other people's reactions to it. Let's do American Flag.
How do you survive being so awesome?
How do I survive being so awesome? I take an awesome pill every day, and it keeps me cool. And
yes, my answer to that. Let's do. Where was Marty McFly? There you go. And everyone's like, what? They got to stand up because everyone wants to see the cosplay. Yeah,
Marty.
I love it. Favorite Spielberg movie? Yeah, I'm actually not a huge Spielberg guy. I like the films okay, but I'm not like, you know, huge into it. No, not. Yeah, Hava stuff. I can't. You know, actually, probably, it's gonna sound weird, but honestly, Last Crusade. Mostly just the interaction between, I think that's some of the best action. I remember there was one time when I was younger, I was babysitting these kids, and they never saw Last Crusade, so I put it on. And then they start having, you know, whatever, they're talking like little kids doing, sometimes watching the movie. When it gets to the scene with the tank, at the end, they were all standing up in front of the TV. I mean, it's like, that is some of the best action, and I love that. It doesn't have to be kung fu, it doesn't have to be all this. I mean, it's just a great setup, and you know these characters hate each other, you want to see them fight and stuff, and just great villains, a great female lead, you know, also villain, and just Sean Connery. Yeah, and I really like the interaction between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. You really buy they were father and son, and you see how he was raised and how he wasn't always there, but he's trying to teach himself reliance and was that right? Love that stuff. That's like, for such a silly concept, looking for the Holy Grail, I thought that was a very adult movie. Let's see, let's do Beak there, whatever on your head there.
Sandor Dad.
Is there a pony or whatever?
With the release of Cars 2 being pretty crappy and Toy Story 2 and 3 being really successful, what do you think of Monsters, Inc. 2?
Oh, I love the idea. Actually, when the first movie came out, I said, I want to see Monsters, Inc. 2. I want time to go by, and I want the kid to grow up. And I want her to connect with the monster again. I thought, that'd be awesome. Because that's what I liked about the Toy Story. When Toy Story 2 came out, and they left that opening, are you afraid what's going to happen? I'm like, oh my god, I want to see him do Toy Story 3. And they did exactly what I thought they were going to do. Have him go to college, is he going to keep the toys right? It's like, I love those stories. And that's the next logical step.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel? Yeah, it's like, Monsters High. Oh, that's stupid. No, you know what? It could, if they try it, see if it works. You know, you shouldn't be so close-minded, but I want to see a sequel. Prequels have a great track record. Yeah.
Exciting because you don't know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, you don't know who's going to make it out.
A lot of people think that the little girl in Toy Story 3 is Boo.
Oh, really? That'd be a weird evolution. That must be a scarred kid. Like, she sees monsters, the toys are coming alive. Her therapist is going to have stories.
They're all the Easter eggs Pixar puts in their films.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see. Let's do Crown there.
All right. I actually have...
No, the Golden Crown, the cute just sort of, yeah.
I actually have 2 questions.
2 questions, sir?
Yeah, number 1 is for all of you, out of all the, I guess you call them either like memes or like running jokes of all the people on the site, what's your favorite?
Favorite meme?
Like
running joke.
Like,
like running joke, like ours or someone else's?
Like, of course, or anybody's.
I mean, in terms of my own, Spark. No, I like it simply because the guy who said it is, I mean, just the nicest guy, and he's one of the hardest working people I know, and he does these photoshops for the site, and he builds sets for the film here, he's the cameraman, he said all this stuff, he's going to be known as the Sparkle guy. And that's why that just cracks me up, because I know that guy, and he's so nice, and I just love how into it he got. So I like that one.
Of my own, anytime I get an excuse to be nude for some reason.
Like your most recent
creative.
video.
Oh my god. In terms of somebody else's, when in Phelan's videos, whenever there's a character in the movie named Doug, it cuts back to Phelan and he just goes, oh, Doug. And it shows a clip of Nick Assey of you hitting him on the head. That's pretty funny.
I know what yours is. Oh, what do you think mine is? Because go ahead.
No, seriously.
Oh, no.
I guess it's my only running joke, but no, I couldn't think of one for mine. Mine was also from Phelis. I love it every time that he is obligated to say what other shows actors have been in who are in the movie he's reviewing, because otherwise he knows he's going to get bombarded with people who said, you forgot to mention that they were in this. So he's like, and so, who was in this show?
So you're still a green man there.
What is your favorite meme anyway?
My favorite meme?
Yeah.
Like, just in general, I don't know. The ones that, I mean, people are trying to kill it already because I guess they're just tired of memes. But it's like, I thought it was a clever setup was what my job is, what people think it is, what my parents think it is, and stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's a formula, but it's like, every time I see one, it makes me laugh.
You need to do
one. It's like they are clever. I mean, it's like I think people are just tired of the formula, and it popped up so fast and it was going. But it's like every time I see one, it always made me laugh. So I think it's a good formula.
You need to do one for yourself.
I need to do one for myself. I don't think I'd be good at that. Maybe that's why I think they're so funny, because it's like I can't think that way. So I think this is good.
Oh yeah. Do you ever watch Irate Gamer parodies?
What was that?
Do you ever watch Irate Gamer parodies?
Irate Gamer parodies. That's not what this is.
Third-rate gamer.
Watch the Third-Rate Gamer on YouTube, please. It is genius. It's very funny.
Soon, back by the door there.
Yeah, hypothetically, if you had to ride a pony to save your life, which one would it be?
Yes! Well, you're female, so you're not brony. Is that just
a Pegasus-sister?
A what?
A Pegasus-sister.
It's a honing. People are weird. I don't watch the show. Okay. Because I should just start every panel with this because everyone's like, what do you think of My Little Pony? I don't care. I saw one episode because I had to do a bit for an Ask That Guy, so I did a little bit of research. I looked on Wikipedia. It's not bad, and there's effort put into it. I'm sure it's better than the original. But I don't quite get the obsession. If you like it, great. Shut up. And I think it's great that, guys are like, hey, we're not being, bombarded by gender roles. Great, shut up. So, that's my fun. Sorry, I don't mean to. I just don't watch the show. That's the answer. I see what Red Jacket do. Right, I mean, I can tell you what I use. I mean, I haven't used a ton of editing software. I mean, I use Adobe Premiere CS5.
The videos I do are pretty basic. They're not effects heavy or anything like that. So I use Pinnacle. Yeah, I do. I still use it. Yeah, I still use Pinnacle because I really don't need anything more, and it's very easy and very user friendly. So I've been getting by with that over the years.
Premiere CS5. But things like Premiere, Final Cut Pro, Avid, they've got a steep learning curve, so if you're going to pick them up and you haven't done video editing before, you're going to want to take the time to really learn some of it. It's going to take a little while. If you're looking to just kind of jump into it, I've actually been really impressed with the new version of iMovie. If you happen to have a Mac, they've added all kinds of stuff in there that I would not expect to see from an available editing program.
And I actually started off with Pinnacle as well. That has a very good beginner editing software. It's very, very user-friendly. Let's do Yellow Hat. Well,
free open source ones that are good. There's it's not new. It's like Lightworks, and it's open source and it is robust, I guess. I last tried it a year or so ago, and it's still in beta. It was difficult for me to work with, but maybe if you're going into it fresh, you may have an easier time. I remember at the time it wasn't really compatible with a lot of formats and stuff. It may have changed by now, but give Lightworks a try if you want something that's maybe a step up from iMovie and Windows Movie Maker, and you don't want to pay for it.
Do Rico there.
This for nostalgia. This for Doug. Have you ever gone into a movie thinking it was gonna be really bad, but really surprised you at being good?
Oh yeah, Kung Fu Panda. Once I got on the title, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be crap, and I was just like, you know, this is really good. And then the sequel came out, like, this is better. like friggin' funny, really adult, and great animation, and it's just like great movies. So I hope any of them make a third one. I'd love to see a third one.
Have you seen the series?
Is it serious?
Yeah.
Oh no! What's his name? They worked on Animaniacs. He was around the interview. He was actually saying he was working on a show. Is that the awesomeness of Legends? Yeah. Legends of Awesome. Yeah. No, you know what? I didn't know it was out. I should just to say, hey, I talked to Brian. No, I haven't seen the show. Let's do Brown Coat there.
Have you seen the Tommy White Show on YouTube?
Oh, the Tommy White Show. Yeah, I got through like half of it. I'm like, I'm bored. I tried. Let's do Black Coat there. The guy sitting back. Yeah, you with the hair slicked back. No, sit. Okay, not you standing up. You. Yes.
Not you.
Any plans for cuddling with the critic or snuggling with the snob?
I think because I was already in the spooning with Spoonie one. I mean, that's probably my limit. You got any ideas?
Does it count that I have a love scene in the Snob movie? That counts, then oh yeah.
Yes, they do. Why am I holding the microphone?
Getting it out of the blazer. I'll listen to the guy that I told you to sit down.
Is there one movie that ought to be on your show that you will never do?
A movie that ought to be on my show that I'll never do?
Like, is there one movie that the Nostalgia Critic should review, but because, for some reason or another, you can't do it?
The only thing I can think of that I want to do, but I'm really afraid of the fans, is the Matilda. Because, no, and here's the thing. I usually do stuff that, like, people like, you know, and can get away with, okay, like Ponyo and stuff, because I get sort of, I know I'm going to be really mean and nasty to Matilda, because I really don't like that movie. And if you do, great. I just really hate it, and I think I'm going to get people really pissed off. And, so that one I'll probably stay away from. We got 5 more minutes, so let's take some more, like,
Is Monty ever going to come back?
Yeah, Monty!
Yeah, wait for your forms. We got some cool stuff. Let's do Black Cat.
Have you ever thought about doing some of the cheesy 80 Bruce Willis films like Last Boy Scout or Hudson Hawk?
Hudson Hawk would be hard. Again, it's like with comedies it's difficult because it's like there's only so many times you can say that's not funny. So probably not, but maybe, I don't know. If I find the right one, maybe I'll do it. Let's see. Yes.
Are you planning on doing any of like the stoner movies like Bill and Ted or Wayne's World or that? Or did Frasier as a pigment or did Biodome turn you off?
Bill and Ted, either of those I can probably do. It's more just time because I feel if I do them, I have to do both. And when you do 2 movies together, it takes a really long time. So at some point, I'd like to touch on those because those are a fun movie. The second one's not as good, but it's still got some good creativity. Nah, that is too recent anyway. Let's do Pink Cat.
Yeah, they've had their hands up for a long time.
Oh, who? Wait, which one? Oh, okay.
I was having sex with Shady Box on with Chow, and are we going to be on with Chow?
I have no idea what you just said.
What? Chow. You were on with Chow, right? And you had...
Was I?
Sci Guy. Yes, Sci Guy.
Woo!
Podcast. Yeah, podcast.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes, okay, I remember that, yeah.
You had sex with him, right? Are you gonna ever do that? Are we gonna ever be on the chow?
I don't know. Obviously it was such a big impact. I do a lot of podcasts, so I have a bad memory. So, but possibly, I mean, if I have time, I'll do another podcast. I don't mind, coming back to stuff like that. So, yeah, possibly. Do someone I haven't heard from. Let's do guy in glasses, blue coat.
Have you ever thought of doing an old versus new Thundercats?
Oh, I have to watch all of the old show and all of the new show. New show's still going, if I'm right. I mean, so probably not. I hear new show's good. Actually.
It is good.
Yeah. So probably not. Let's do. I think it's Venom or Life by me.
I have a question. With what we've seen of Amazing Spider-Man, do you think it's going to be better than Raimi's Spider-Man 1?
I like the Spider-Man movies, but they're really, really silly and goofy. I think that's part of what was fun about them, I guess. I like to see one done more seriously. I'm not like a huge Spider-Man guy, but it's like I like to see them try and do like a really legit, dark, take seriously kind of telling of that story. Guys, we pretty much have to wrap up. Oh, you're pointing. Go ahead. Yeah, fly. Can't believe there's two of you. You got a hoverboard. Oh, you've been out Marty. Go ahead.
Paradox.
How did you come up with the song for Zach, the Lego Maniac, when he was in his corner?
Oh, that's just. Well, I wonder what he's doing now, and we just started making up that song. Going with that. So, your parents' house is where he stays. Been 10 years since he's been late. So yeah, I mean, just very basic. We like those commercials, so we love making fun of them. Guys, if I didn't get to a question you asked, I have autograph signing. Actually, right after this, I'm gonna have DVDs and prints and stuff like that. Brad's gonna be there. Ed has this table too. Go buy stuff. Talk to us. Ask us questions.